Hello friends, I am back with another edition of what Townie makes the most attractive babies. Okay, so last time we did Willow Creek, we determined that Bella Goth is unsurprisingly the absolute best option in Willow Creek, which, like I said, unsurprising to say the least. But today we're in Oasis Springs, so we have a couple options here. We have the Roomies household, which is based off of New Girl, in case you ever were wondering or did not know that. We have Johnny Zest. We have the land grabs, and of course, we have the calientes. So with that being said, let's get into it. All right, so just a reminder, we're here actually with Johnny Zest right now because this seems like the fastest and first option to really go with. However, we are using my simself, Caitlin Jolene. She is strong genetically, we learned. Freckles never leave, and her eyeballs, very, very strong genes there. However, we're trying to see a good combination of the two is kind of the goal here. So without further ado, let's get started. We are going to randomize and play with genetics. Johnny Zest, teen, female. Are you ready? We are going to randomize 3 times, unless I make an executive decision because the third one is just Caitlin, but we'll find out. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's just Caitlin. 4. Is it a combination? I think it's just Johnny's mouth. 5. That is an actual combination. Okay. I know the makeup's crazy, but the reason I struggle, right, is because Caitlin's nose is very prominent, and then the freckles, obviously, her lips can sometimes take over, but mainly whenever I get the eyes of the same person multiple times, it's like, guys, hello, tone it down. All right. So just like last time, we are going to use the mint preset and the same exact eyelashes for every single sim. That way there is not really a comparison as far as the skin overlay / skin details and the eyelashes. Although eyelashes can very easily be changed, I just figured this is a good like basis. Also changing the teeth, because every time you randomize a sim, they come in with the most ridiculous teeth you've ever seen. Eyebrows are beautiful. I actually love these. So I'm going to keep those. But what we are going to change is our hair. So let's see. We're going to go with another bangs option. I think would be the best. And we are trying to keep it very teenager. I'm not trying to go crazy and make them look incredibly adult. So don't be shocked as well if they look a little adolescent. That is the goal. Ooh, I have not used this one yet. Let's use this hair. And then for the outfit, we've got a couple of things to adjust here, but we try to keep it to no CC for the outfit. Yes, CC hair, CC skin details, and eyes and eyelashes, but I try to do my best with the clothes. It's also a challenge for me because I never use the in-game clothes if I can avoid it, if we're being perfectly honest. So I'll be right back with a makeover. All right, and here we have Johnny Jr., which I think is a great example of what a combined genetics can do. So the lip shape, I think, is very similar to Caitlin. However, the like turning down of it is a little bit more Johnny, which is interesting. Johnny's eyes and Caitlin's nose and maybe Johnny's face shape, but gorgeous. I'm loving this. Also not a blonde. Interesting. We are now going to jump to Johnny's parents, the land grabs. And we are here in the land grab household, which if you did not know, Nancy and Jeffrey are Johnny Zest's parents. So the sim should look a little bit similar to Johnny if you really think about it and if genetics are really playing a role. So let's start with Jeffrey here and let's see what we can come up with. All right. 1, 2, 3. That is actually a good combination. I like this. Okay. So it looks like we have Caitlin's nose, Jeffrey's lips, and maybe Jeffrey's eyes. I can't really tell. The hair has got to go. We'll deal with that later. But for right now, let's get ourselves our skin details and our eyelashes so we can get a better idea of what's going on here. I don't hate the brows. I'm going to give her a bit of a messy brow, very similar to what she had, but a little bit longer. Those were a little blunt. Once again, we cannot escape the freckles. And what about the teeth? Shark teeth. Ooh, perfect. Love that. There were buns, but they were long. So if we go for a long hair, I think that will make the most. That does not make any sense. Long hair will make the most sense for this sim because that is what they kind of randomized with. You know what? I might go with this ponytail. Hair is still up, which is kind of what was going on in the previous sim, but very cute. And then we just got to do a couple quick fixes. This shirt and this top is actually great. I just might change the pants, just so that they're a little bit less, I don't know, Christmassy with the green and the red. But here we are. I honestly, and the boots kind of match. I'm making dinner at the same time. Please hold. Phew. Okay, my kid's at a friend's house, and so I'm trying to record this and eat dinner and take care of all the things I gotta do before I have to go pick her up and then stream tonight, but it's fine. Okay, and so this is Jeffrey Jr. I do think that this was a shock. Getting some of the genetics from Caitlyn definitely helped, but the mouth is less of like a jarring accent than I thought it would be, honestly. This is very far away from the nose, and the chin is very tiny. So I do think, like, in an ideal world, I would lift her up a little bit. Don't do that. Okay. But that's not how the genetics work. So we'll leave it as is. But yeah, let's move on to Nancy and see what we can do. Okay. And a 1, a 2, and a 3. Yeah. I think that's also a good mix of genetics, because that is definitely Nancy's nose, maybe Caitlyn's eyes. It's kind of hard to tell, but like that profile is a lot more of Nancy. I'm kind of into it. Let's see what we can make happen here. I went through and did the whole makeover before we chatted too much further, but outfit, iconic, truly. But I am shocked by the Nancy Jr. I do think that a lot of it is coming from Caitlyn, which tends to be when I like a sim, okay? I don't typically look in the mirror and like toot my own fucking horn, but like my sim self is kind of cute. And so then the sims she makes are kind of cute, but it's fine. Eyebrows, super arched. So these brows are very straight, and yet they still are so arched. Look at this. This is a straight brow as well. Huge arch. So that definitely is coming from Nancy. The nose is also Nancy, but I do believe that the lips and the eyes are all Caitlyn. Freckles never fail to leave at this point. But this sim is gorgeous. I'm obsessed. I also find it incredibly interesting. How does Malcolm have cheese hair when both of his parents have light blonde hair? Like, it's a very interesting concept, but hey, it's fine. So far though, Nancy Jr. is my icon. So that is my top tier sim. But I think next we should probably move into roomies and then save the calientes for the last bit of genetics testing, if you will. So like I mentioned before, this household is actually based off of New Girl. So we have Zoe Patel, who is supposed to be Jess, or Zoe Deschanel, if you will. We have Mitchell, who is supposed to be like Nick in New Girl. Jay Huntington III, who is giving Schmidt energy. And then Gavin, who is Winston in this alternate version. So let's start off with Caitlyn and Zoe. Zoe. I guess we can say Zoe, but to me, there should be a Y if it's Zoe. Anyways, daughter, ready, we're gonna randomize 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I love Zoe's skin tone. Oof, it's beautiful. Okay, I'm actually gonna take off. I think she has a million rings on, yeah. And take some of these things off so that it doesn't affect us later. Plus the makeup, but what a fun combo. So this, I think, is Caitlyn's nose. However, it does not look this extreme on Caitlyn, but that's okay. The lips are definitely Zoe. Eyes might be Caitlyn. It's hard to tell. The second I put the eyelashes on, though, is when you can really tell if they're my eyes or not. I don't think those are. I think those are Zoe's eyes. But man, is she a little gorgeous bean. So she has the opposite problem of what Jeffrey had, Jeffrey Jr. So that the lips are too close, right? So if we brought them down a little bit, it would look a little bit more standard. Like you'd have a little bit more of that gap between. But hey, we'll let her have it. Let's see. We have some super thin eyebrows. These are kind of the thinnest ones I have. Oh, wow. I didn't realize how close to the eye they were until I just tried to swap them. That is so interesting. Maybe these, no, those colors are terrible. Okay, let's just go with this. And then the hair is interesting. A little half up braid. I think I can find something similar. Actually, let's do this one. I believe this is by who? Dogsill, I believe. But this is like a half up braid situation. Very cute. All right. And then she had glasses, so maybe I should give her some glasses back. We very rarely get Sims with glasses. We might as well take advantage while we can, you know? As far as tops go, I do like this top. We can keep it very pink because I know that Zoe, her color is pink. Like she loves herself a good pink. So let's go with some pinks, and maybe I can add, I feel like a skirt would be really precious, but nothing too scandalous because remember, she is a teenager. Oh, let's go with this. Oh yeah, that's cute. Let's go with like a nice color. Let's see, what color goes best? Maybe just a black skirt. I think that's fine. And then we will have Zoe Jr., she, her. What a little pretty baby. That deeper skin tone, I wish I had a deeper skin tone. I'm pale, very pale. But that deeper skin tone with Caitlin's hair color, I know that at the beginning of stream, my hair was darker. I did just shower before this, so it is going to lighten up as we go. My hair isn't this light, but I do find sometimes that the darker brown is, one, a little bit red, and then the even darker brown feels too brown for me. So I go with this like middle brown, but man, with that skin tone, iconic. Next, let's do Mitchell. Okay. I actually like this first sim a lot. So if the one that we get is crazy, I might come back to this sim because this sim's really pretty. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I want the first sim only because I'm sick of having brown haired sims. Look at how cute she is. Mitchell's eyes and lips with Caitlin's nose. I mean, gorgeous. 10 out of 10. I make the rules. I was very excited about the sim, so I'm going to let myself have a little bit of a cheat. It's fine. Look. Oh my God. I can't. The big eyebrows are also so cute. I'm going to give her some more big eyebrows. Oh, maybe not laminated though. Yeah, let's do some big eyebrows. And then she'll have like nice long curly hair. She is so cute. Okay. I'm in love. I mean, the fashion choices, not my choices personally, but I'm obsessed. I feel like the face shape is a little bit more like Mitchell too, but I feel like it's so cute. Like this sim is adorable. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's randomize. She is pretty. So far out of the two, she's my favorite. I'm so cute. Okay, but let's now work on Gavin because I want to save Jay Huntington because I feel like Jay is probably going to have the best looking kids. I hate to say it. I just think it's going to be true. Okay. And also I'm hoping we get a little bit of Gavin's darker skin tone because I feel like the last time we did this, we got none of the darker skin tones and I'd like a darker skin tone this time. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going back to number 2, I think, because that is the dark skin tone I'm looking for. Okay. And so we're doing it. Chin did disappear. So let me help her out with the chin. Oh my Lanta. The Sims hates a chin. In genetics, at least. Hates a chin. Okay. I'm also kind of obsessed with the hair. I think it's really cool. And then let's see here. Oop, wrong one. Oh, God, what a cutie. I feel like even now the chin isn't enough. Let me pull it down just a little bit more. There we go. I just feel like the chins are the hardest thing to kind of meander your way around because it's like if the chins are non-existent, that's not the genetics issue. That's literally just the Sims because it happens to all the Sims like all the time. So it is like the one thing, and I think I mentioned this last video, but it is the one thing that I will update on a Sim, even in my games. If I randomize or have genetics happen in my legacy challenges, I will fix the chins or the shoulders because the shoulders will also disappear. But look at this cutie. Can you put her? Oh, yeah. I was using CC hair, but I'm obsessed with this. This is so cute. A horse lover. Oh my. Well, I guess you have to be a championship rider then. Gavin Jr. Gavin coming in as the little sneaky side quest favorite. I do think that the darker skin tones is just something that I will always love in a Sim. I don't know what it is. I just love the deeper skin tones on Sims. I feel like they just look so much more rich and like full of life. I don't know. The pale girls, I'm sorry, guys. We're fine. But I do love me a nice deep skin tone. My child, she has the most beautiful like tan skin tone. Oh my gosh. Maybe that's why I'm biased to it. I don't know. Anyways, Gavin Jr. versus Mitchell. I think Gavin is now my favorite. Did I have to alter the chin slightly? Yes. Do I care? No. That is a Sims problem. But look at how cute she is. Okay. And then ringing in last. Oh, I got to do Jay Huntington, but I have too many kids. Okay. Let me do a little bit of maneuvering people around households and I'll be right back. All right. We are back with Jay and we are randomizing. We have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's a good combo. That's a great combo, actually, because this Sim has a few of Jay's features, but I think the lips are actually Caitlin. And then obviously, remember how earlier I was like, the freckles never leave. Why? I don't get it. I mean, I can randomize a million Sims. They all have freckles. I don't know what it is about the Sims and loving freckles. I mean, I do too, so I don't blame them. But it is a little random. And the shark teeth. Can we fix that coding? You can randomize with any set of teeth except for these. Can that coding get updated? That's crazy. All right, going with a CC hair that is very similar to the one that she randomized with is this straight hair from Aretha B. And then the eyebrows are very turned down. So I tried to go for a more straight brow so that way they weren't like extra deep in and then up. So the straighter brow, I think, does kind of balance that out a little bit. But the sim is gorgeous, genuinely. And honestly, I don't hate the outfit. It does feel a little adolescent, but we can totally keep it. I mean, she is a teenager after all. And I think if we were to compare, I obviously had to move the other sims out, but Jay Jr. is an absolute beautiful sim. I do think that the Gavin Jr. this round was absolutely stunning as well. I would say that in this grouping of 4, Gavin Jr. would take the cake for me. However, like last time, I did this another like pre-testing round just so that we can have some comparisons just to see how the genetics can really change when you are randomizing like this. And when I did that, I feel like Jay was still the top, but then second probably would be Zoe in that round. So we'll have to look at them in a little bit and compare, but we do have the Calientes and then we can wrap up with some comparisons. But let's start off with the Calientes. So we do have Katrina, the infamous Katrina, Dina, Nina, and then Dawn Lothario. Okay, so we're going to start off with Katrina, go down the line. I think we should end with Dawn, the most probably infamous of the Caliente household. All right, we have a female. We are going to randomize, and if we don't get red hair, I will be sad. Ready? 1, 2, 3. No. I'm overriding. I want the red hair. I want Katrina's skin tone. We got Caitlin's eyes and nose, Katrina's mouth, and her jaw, her little chin, her little jut out chin. But the hair and everything, oh my gosh, she's such a cutie. I can't. I had to override. Let's check the teeth. Are we ready? Fucking shark teeth. I swear to God. Is it because my like teeth replacements? Because I do have teeth replacements. Like, is that the issue here? It almost feels like that's why it does this to me every single time. And outfit wise, we got some good choices. We have Katrina's chest. Whoa, that is definitely not coming from Caitlin because Caitlin is flat. Yikers. All right. She'll be getting a reduction at some point in her adulthood. That is fine. Let's work on our teen appropriate outfit. All right, so we have Katrina Jr. and now we will work on Dina. I always mix up Dina and Nina. I always do. Their names are hard for me to kind of keep track of, but we're going to randomize once, twice, 3 times. I want a blonde. 4 times. 5. There we go. That's a blonde. Also, this is a good combo as well. We do have a bit of a smaller chin, but I'm not going to adjust this one because I do think that genuinely is just how Dina's chin is. So here we go. Oh my gosh, the little ears. Look at the blonde hair and everything. Oh, it's so precious. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to change the eyebrows to not match the hair. If you ever looked at Dina's eyebrows are darker. And then if you mix in with Caitlin's eyebrows, that would just be a darker eyebrow in general. But I think that would be a fun little thing, just like a nod to her parent. I'm also going to, I might keep those eyebrows. I like them. I like them a lot. I also like the shorter kind of, what is that called? It's like a little like whoop in the front. Hey, we'll just call it a whoop. You know what I mean? That's all we need. We just need a little whoop. There we go. I was just scrolling through and I was like, do I not have an option for this? Oh, we do. Clumsy alien coming in clutch. I think this one, gorgeous. And this outfit, honestly, keep it. I think you look absolutely beautiful. And let's just add in maybe these little shoes. Oh yeah. Wow. Okay, Dina, you're taking the cake right now. Dina's nose combined with Caitlin's other features is so beautiful. I am truly obsessed with that nose shape. Oh my. Moving along to Nina. Similar nose shape to Dina, so let's see how this goes. We will go with 1 randomize, 2, and 3. It's just Caitlyn. Those are all Caitlyn's features. There we go. That's better. That is a combination. Actually, that just looks a lot like Nina. But that's okay because I like it. And Nina's beautiful, so I will never complain about that. Our skin details and our eyelashes. Wow. She's so cute. Oh my God. I'm obsessed. I am going to give her a little bit of different eyebrows. We can go with that blocky brow, but I just want it to be a little softer. There we go. And then a beautiful updo is definitely in the cards for us. I know I have some of those. Like, there, that one. I want to see her face a little bit more, though, is my only complaint sometimes with some of these hairstyles. So let me see if I can find one that has like a nice updo and can see her face structure and everything. Oh, let's go with that one. That is not the same vibe, but I think that is so pretty. Okay. And then we will go with maybe like, can we get a top that kind of matches this green aesthetic? We probably can. Oh. Oh, I love her. Whoa. This household is going to take my heart real quick if they're not careful. They better know what they're getting themselves into. Look at this cutie pie. What is it? Dina and Nina are going to be, oh my Lanta. They are going to take over. They are so freaking cute. Oh my gosh. So between Dina Jr. and Nina Jr. Oh, this one's so hard. I think Nina is beautiful. I might go, I mean, if we're including profile and everything, I might pick Nina. I feel like Dina's profile, just because of the chin, is a little bit, actually, no. Ooh, I can't decide. I can't pick right now. Katrina Jr. is also gorgeous. I do think that the Katrina chin really took over. And unfortunately, plus the cheekbones, which is making Katrina Jr. feel much older, but that could also just be these like little dimples. Let's see if I take the dimples off, if that helps. It almost is just making her face seem old. Not really. It doesn't really help that much. I don't think Katrina has anything necessarily wrong with the face. It's just, it does not give that like teen youth, which is interesting to me based on like the really extreme cheekbones and chin. Almost feels like maybe her mom let her get a little bit of filler. Like a little bit of chin filler, you know, and maybe some cheek filler while they were at it. Like, look at these bad boys, which is making her seem a little bit older. I do think that if I were going to pick between the two, I might pick Dina Jr., but Nina is so pretty. But let me move these guys out so we can do the Dawn Lothario, and then we'll be done and we can compare real quick before I have to leave. All right. And it's time for Dawn on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. That's just Dawn. 4. That's also just Dawn with Caitlyn's skin tone. Is that just Caitlyn? No, okay, just the eyes are Caitlyn. See, that feels like a good, fair comparison. When you have everything as one sim, it's like, well, this is not a genetics challenge anymore. This is just Dawn as a female. Dawn's nose is so fun. I was saying this about Mortimer in my other video. The like unique nose shapes that have that more like prominent bridge are so cool. Like genuinely so cool. Okay, let's check the teeth. Cool, they're not shark teeth. Love it. All right, and we do have a cute little bob that we will make happen again. I'm just gonna update her little eyebrows and then we will find a cutie pie little bob. Like this one. Actually, there might be an even shorter one that's better. Do this one with the little bangs. Yeah, let's do that with the hair tucked behind the ear. Oh, such a cutie. A party animal. That feels so valid for Dawn, though. Here you go. You can be a party animal. Also a dog lover. I love it. Okay, so this is Dawn Jr. This one, a true gem. The big round face. The lips are gorgeous. The nose is such a unique shape. The eyeballs with the big round face. It's giving Disney princess, and it's so cute. But I do think that out of the household, I'm still picking Dina. So now let's start looking back at all of our sims and kind of what the genetics are compared to the ones that I did previously and determine who our ultimate Oasis Springs Townie to procreate is. Procreate with? Procreate with is. I'm doing my best, okay? We're with the land grabs, okay? I included Johnny's S because they are a land grab. Whether you like to think it or not, it's true. So we have Johnny Jr. here. This is what we have going on with Johnny Jr. And then Johnny Jr. from the other day is so similar, minus hair color. Whoa, I didn't even realize that. Holy cow. They look the same. Oh, I love it. The hair color is just slightly different, but their face, like, Johnny has consistently good looking kids, though. Let's just be perfectly honest with ourselves. Look at that. Also, this sim is adorable in every way. When I was doing this, my child was with me and she was like, that sim looks like they would leave their dad and go stay with their grandparents and become like a classic land grab. And I was like, you're so right. All right. And then we also have Jeffrey Jr. from today. A pleasant surprise with this cutie pie little face here. And then we have Jeffrey Jr. from the other day, which is also incredibly adorable. The lips identical, the nose identical. The only thing different is the eyes. Jeffrey's eyes are much smaller and they are much closer together, which is something you can see in this sim, but still such a beautiful sim. Like, what a little cutie. The big round face, a little bit different. This definitely is Caitlin's jawline, but Jeffrey's jawline combined with like all the little features is just very adolescent and cute. And I do really like it. And then we have Nancy Jr. from today, who is our standout from the land grab household. And we have Nancy Jr. from the other day, who is also our standout from the land grab household. My kid was convinced that Nancy would be the best to have kids with in Oasis Springs. And I was like, I don't know. Nancy's got some interesting features. We'll see. No, she was right. They are adorable. Look at this. Just so cute. Nancy makes beautiful children. So that's good to know. If you want cutie pie little babies, Nancy's the one to do it with. And now let's head back over to the Roomies household. We will check out theirs. And so we have Zoe Jr. here today to discuss, or to look at, I guess is a better way to put it. Very much Caitlin, but with a different mouth shape and chin. So that is very interesting to me. Plus Zoe's skin tone and Caitlin's hair color, also a good combo. But then Zoe of the other day was similar, but the mouth is a little bit less close to the nose. The nose, I think, is also Zoe's. And the eye size is also Zoe's. Like, this is a very similar to Zoe sim. But talk about Disney princess face. Like, look at that. She is a Disney princess. I do think the Zoe of today would be my preferred sim. I do think the lips being slightly lower would help. And if we really consider the lips here versus the lips here, they are kind of in the same spot. I think it's just compared to the nose. Like Caitlin's nose, it does, because it's turned up. I think it does kind of make it look a little bit more close together. But still gorgeous sims. Absolutely obsessed. We also have Mitchell Jr. from today. I'm missing a sim, aren't I? I am. Oh, I'm missing Jay. Oh, Jay. Okay. Anyways, this is Mitchell Jr. from today. I will get Jay in a second. Gorgeous sim. Pleasantly surprised. Just the dark hair and the dark features with the green eyes. Beautiful. I'm obsessed with this sim. I think they are so cute. And then the Mitchell from the other day really came in with a lot of Mitchell's features, plus Caitlin's eyes and Caitlin's hair. So Mitchell's nose and Mitchell's lips, maybe face shape is more like Caitlin's too. But I just think that it's very interesting when you look at how different they can be, right? Because Mitchell does have a much wider, more prominent nose, whereas Caitlin's nose, my nose, is thinner, a little bit more upright. The tip is a little bit more like bulbous, if you will. So it's just very interesting to me, the different kind of vibes you can get. We will have Gavin here, who is our pleasant surprise from today. I really was not anticipating this gorgeous bean to pop out of the genetics mix-up, but our Gavin from the other day was a classic example of the Sims giving only the pale skin tone to my genetic children, but it's fine. Still beautiful. The lips, very similar. So both Sims have Gavin's lips, and the eye shape on this one is Gavin as well. Whereas the eye shape on the other Gavin Jr. is the Caitlin eyes. And let me see about nose. That seems like Gavin's nose. Yes. So we have Gavin's nose, Caitlin's eyes, Gavin's lips. And here we have Caitlin's nose, Gavin's lips, and Gavin's eyes. which is very interesting to me. And I think the profile is really gorgeous on this sim too, with like their nice luscious lips. So cute. The eyes are just a little smaller. I do enjoy the larger eyes, which I also think is funny because I don't think my eyes are like that large in real life. But when I was making my sim self, if they were any smaller, they looked unreal. Like sometimes I think the eye size on the Sims base game townies are just, they're very tiny, and that's fine. It's just interesting when you compare to Sims that I tend to make. I do make their eyes slightly larger, more like doll, if you will. And then let me grab Jay real quick. I messed up. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm about to place these Sims in, but I just need you to look at this, okay? They look the fucking same. I'll go in and we'll look at it in person, but these pictures are the same person. That's crazy. All right, let's go take a look though, because this is nuts. So Jay Jr. from today looks like this, okay? We definitely have Jay's nose and Jay's eyes, maybe Caitlin's lips and face shape. And then Jay from the other day is just the twin. That's nuts. I didn't even notice that until right now. I think the face shape on this sim is Jay, whereas the face shape on the other one is more of Caitlin. Because if we look, the cheeks and the chin are a little bit different on the two sims. Maybe not even. Maybe I'm just a liar. This sim is so cute though. This was my favorite sim I made the other day when I was working on this because of the outfit with like the tie around the waist, more like tomboy-esque. I love it. So good. But it's crazy how similar they are. That's nuts. I didn't even notice that until I went to put her into the household. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. I wonder if the profiles are the same. We have a profile there. No, profiles are different. So the profile on this sim is definitely more Jay, whereas the profile on this sim is a little bit more Caitlin, I think, just because of how the nose comes out. That's honestly the only difference, which is insane. All right, and then our last grouping that we will look at is the Calientes. Starting off today, if you remember, we have Katrina Jr., very, very Katrina inspired here with the shape of the face, but beautiful nevertheless. And Katrina of the other day, I think was just Caitlin with Katrina's hair color. I think I did a terrible job of making a sim. Oh no, maybe that's Katrina's nose. Much more flat than Caitlin's nose. Caitlin's nose is very like out and, you know, turned up a little bit. But yeah, so the Katrinas are quite different. Skin tone too. This sim just got Caitlin's skin tone with Katrina's red hair, but very interesting to see the difference because this sim has Caitlin's nose with the other prominent features of Katrina. So we have Caitlin's more protruded nose, Katrina's protruded cheeks and protruded chin, whereas Katrina Jr. has a lot of the other features of Caitlin minus Katrina's nose instead, which is very interesting. But she is a cutie, I must say. Then we have Dina, our most absolute stunning, gorgeous, beautiful, perfect out of the Caliente household today, compared to Dina of the other day, which is also absolutely stunning, gorgeous, perfect. This outfit is also so cute. Look at this. So the two Dinas, I mean, so far to me, it seems like we have a Nancy landslide, a Jay landslide, and a Dina landslide. I might be biased, but that's just that's how I feel. That's my opinion right now. And I think it's hard to rank them. And then Nina here, also, God, so stunning. The deeper skin tone with the green eyes is just killing me. And then we have Nina Jr. here, which is really just Caitlin with Nina's eyes, but that's okay. My simself is kind of cute, I must admit. But look at the, oh my God, the red hair is just so good on this sim. But definitely Nina's eyes on both of these sims, still making them absolutely stunning. The like more foxy look, love it. And then we have Dawn Jr. from today, a gorgeous bean, a round face and Disney princess vibe. And then we have Dawn Jr. of the other day, which once again, I think I just made myself with black hair. So I tried to tell Kiddo. She was like, that sim's pretty, keep them. And I was like, but this looks nothing like Dawn. And she said, that's fine. They can just look like Caitlin. And I was like, but I'm doing a genetics challenge. I shouldn't just make Caitlin with Dawn's skin tone and hair color. And she said, no, too bad. And I said, I don't know about you guys, but typically my 8-year-old makes the rules. Okay. I normally make the rolls, actually, let's be honest. But in this moment, I was like, fuck it. I'll let you have this one. So I do think that this sim from today is a much better combination of our genetics, whereas the Dawn from the other day is just straight up Caitlyn. A beautiful angel. This sim is gorgeous, but definitely not a great combo of genetics. Definitely very one-sided on the genetic front. Also, those calves are insane. But if I were to sit here and tell you who my top favorite sims are from today, I would say that the top of my list is going to be a Dina baby. Dina's babies are beautiful. I love them. I'm obsessed with them. Okay. Next, I would probably say Nancy, because Nancy did surprise me a lot, but Nancy's sims and babies, beautiful. Do love a good Nancy sim, plus the blonde hair. So cute. And then I would say third would be Jay Huntington. Those are my top three. We're going to go Dina. We're going to go Nancy. We're going to go Jay. And then I think very closely tied with Jay would be Nina, because Nina's sims are also gorgeous. There's just something about a Dina nose with the Caitlyn face details, face structures, facial features. That's the word I'm looking for. That just gets me. It is so beautiful. And even the sim without the blonde hair, like the two sims are just stunning, just absolutely stunning. And I'm obsessed with them. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you had a great time with me, just like I did with you, because this is so fun for me. And so next, I think we're going to go by expansion pack order or release order. So next, I believe our option will be, let's check what our next video will be. So in case you're kind of anticipating and looking forward to it, we can discuss together. Our next will be Windenburg. We will be doing the get together townies and how they look with our wonderful Caitlyn Jolene simself and who makes the best babies in all of Windenburg. Thank you for being here. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, week, month, or year, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, angel faces.